did he find his sack and decide, look, we've done it 5 years your way. We're doing it my way now. It's not working. Or um, are we talking, just talking about the visual you just painted on stage at the 805 Live concert? Are we just looking for anything and we're finding things that aren't there?
Oh no, I think we're actually seeing a fraction of what's going on behind closed doors. For him to be that dismissive of her in public, on a stage, in a clip that is sure to go viral. I mean, Harry was born to this. He
Senabale,
knows
remember the Senabale clip, like that blew up his relationship with Senabale, Meghan getting on the stage, elbowing out Dr. Sophie Shandaka. He knows better.
she is irredeemable. She cannot stop herself. Harry will not be allowed to have a single moment that is his own. And she's only as famous as she is because of him. And I think he's waking up a little bit. I think he's waking up to everything that he renounced for her: his job, his family of origin, his homeland, his reason for being. What does he do all day? What does he do all day? She's getting severed from Spotify, Lemonada. Netflix is now at arm's length. They're only going to welcome those two back if they're going to sell out more royal secrets, which is debasing. Okay,
Mm.
it's debasing. You are selling sewage, sewage. And this one's out here on the stroll trying to get herself into the spotlight. This is an event for first responders who risked their lives saving wealthy homes and people like yourselves. And she can't even let the first responders have their moment. She's insufferable.
Mm, that is so true. What did your body language expert say about her posture? Did sometimes when she hangs all over him, I wonder if it's because she knows she's not liked. But I also think she doesn't care that she's not liked, especially when I watch that Bloomberg interview. There's like a defiance about it.
Right. It's the equivalent of what passes for apologies in the culture now, which is, if I were to apologize you, Kinsey, for hurting your feelings, I wouldn't say, "Hey, like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I hope you can forgive me." No, I would say, Kinsey, I'm really sorry if you interpreted what I did as at odds with my intention. It was never my intention to hurt you. And so I hope that you can actually just accept this form of gaslighting in which I don't acknowledge what I did was wrong, but in fact, I blame you, the victim, yet again, for not understanding what I was actually up to internally, as if you're a mind reader. And Meghan, in much the same way, her belief, I truly believe, is that we just don't understand her well enough. And the next interview, the next media appearance, the next project will be the thing that makes us all fall in love with Meghan and say how wrong we were. And it's never going to happen because, as I have often said, she is a Blade Runner replicant of a human being. There is not only nothing authentic about her, but she comes off as so fraudulent and so fake and phony that it repels the viewer.
Mm.
And, her constant clinging to Harry like she's Velcro, I think, is manifold. I think you're right. I think he is her emotional support spouse. Like, she needs to be on him at every public event. It's also her way of making sure she's always in the frame. The late Barbara Walters used to have this thing that she told people, which is a very weird piece of advice. She would say, if you want to make sure you never get cut out of the frame or edited out of the photo, link your arm into the subject's arm because then they can't cut you out. I think that's and then I think the other part of it is ownership. I own you. I'm the boss. I own you, and I guide you where I tell you to go, and I lead you away when I tell you, or I muscle you out of the frame because you're my beta.
Right. Do you think that there's codependency going on when you watch the two of them together, or are there documentaries?
Do I think there's codependency? I think it's more like an S&M relationship. She's the sadist, he's the masochist. That's
Well,
what
what
I think.
I think you're, I mean, I don't disagree. What I thought was so interesting about what you just said too is it's always the next thing. It's always in the next interview, they'll figure it out. I'm
Mhm.
amazing. I'm the perfect wife. I'm the perfect person. I'm the perfect girl boss. But like, what's so crazy about that? And I kept saying this to you when we first started talking. I was like, they could have used Spotify. They could have used Netflix as their own platforms, as their own media entities, and they could have fed us information that made them look good. And but instead they spend so much time fighting back and uh, do weird podcasts starring Tyler Perry and Elton John and Brene Brown. um but Meghan has had two separate companies give her a podcasting platform. And to quote Maureen Callahan, there's no there. Like, she's had unlimited resources to tell us exactly who she is and exactly why we should like her. And I think she's tried. That's why most of her podcasts always come back to her, no matter who the guest is. But there's just no there.
Once all of her claims against the royals fell apart, this is a woman who has nothing to say. Like, that's her problem. You have to be off. Like, I say this all the time. Like, if you're gonna ask people to listen to you, whether it's on a podcast or whatever, like, you have to have something to offer them. This is not a one-way transaction. The thing I hated most about the many things I hated about the Bloomberg piece, but the journalist Emily Chang framed Meghan's problem as, will the world give Meghan a second chance to prove herself? Sorry, lady, not our job. It's Meghan's job to prove herself. And it's Meghan's like 18th attempt, and she's got nothing to say. And so this is why she always says the same thing. It's amazing when you can actually tell your own story. Well, what's the story?
We
What is
wait.
it? I'm dying to hear it. We've been dying for 10 years.
Exactly. And then she goes on a Hulu Disney special to talk about how Harry loves Space Mountain. And you're just like, will you two ever just grow the fuck up? Like, grow up. Like,
He is a
what?
child.
Yeah,
Imagine, Kinsey, all the money, all the access, all the great minds that you could encounter and have conversations with, and apply the soft power of the royal family to really move culture and history and people and ideas. And the best she can offer about her 40-something-year-old husband is he loves Space Mountain.